Comparison of sequential spinal anesthesia technique versus premix bolus dose of injection hyperbaric levobupivacaine with injection fentanyl for patient undergoing inguinal lateral inguinal annuloplasty. Please.
Hello, good morning everyone. Greetings from GMOS Godri. Myself Dr. Dhaya Dangaya. Today I am presenting a paper on comparison of sequential spinal anesthesia technique versus premixed bolus dose of injection hyperbaric levobupivacaine with injection fentanyl in spinal anesthesia for patient posted for unilateral inguinal hernioplasty. Opioids are most commonly used adjuvant in subarachnoid block. Local anesthetic drugs and its mode of administration affect the various block characteristics. Intrathecal administration of injection hyperbaric levobupivacaine and fentanyl as a bolus is compared to sequential administration in forceps drugs separately in our study. We aim to compare the characteristics of sensory as well as motor block, hemodynamic stability, analgesic requirement and any complication in sequential versus premixed bolus dose of injection levobupivacaine and fentanyl. Our primary objective was difference in time to achieve the 8th level of sensory block in both the groups and secondary objectives were characteristics of motor blockage, comparison of hemodynamic stability, duration of analgesia and any complication. Study was randomized control study, double-blinded and parallel group study, and we include the patient posted for unilateral inguinal hernia surgery of 18 to 60 years with normal BMI and ASA 1-2 grading, and we exclude the patient who refuse patient with absolute and relative contraindication of spinal anesthesia, allergy to local anesthetic, pregnant and lactating female, and height of the patient is less than 150 or more than 175 cm. This is our CPRI registration number. We divided in two groups, group B that is bolus and controlled group. In that patient received injection levobupivacaine 0.5%, 2.5 ml premixed with injection fentanyl 25 microgram that is 0.5 ml. The drug will be taken in single 5 cc syringe, and in group S that is sequential also our study group in which injection fentanyl 25 microgram that is 0.5 ml in a 2 cc syringe followed by injection hyperbaric levobupivacaine 2.5 ml 5 cc in 5 cc syringe immediately after fentanyl. Under all aseptic and antiseptic precautions, spinal anesthesia was given in L3 L4 intervertebral space in sitting position with 23 gauge screen case needle with bevel upside. Surgery was allowed once the sensory and T8 and motor blockage Bromex 3 were achieved. Procedure of spinal anesthesia was done by anesthesia residents in all cases, and observer was not inside the OT during procedure. We calculated sample size using online software Statuator. Sample size was calculated based on the difference between the means of the two groups regarding duration to achieve sensory block up to T8 between both the groups as obtained after conduction of 5 pilot cases in each group with power of 80% and confidence interval of 95%. Minimum 30 patients per group is required for present study to estimate mean difference of two groups. This is my concept chart. All the demographic parameters were comparable in both the groups. The mean duration of surgery in group bolus is 52.67 plus or minus 19.95 minutes, when the duration of surgery in group sequential is 56.5 plus or minus 22.52 minutes, which was comparable. As my primary outcome is trying to achieve a sensory level at T8, which is early in sequential group, that is 135 plus or minus 20.98 second, which was early than bolus, in which I achieved 150.5 plus or minus 19.89 second. The onset of motor block was also early in sequential group, that is 130 second, and in bolus group it is 171 second. and time to attain maximum motor blockage was also early, but there is no significant difference between both the groups. The duration of motor blockage was highest in sequential group, that is 200 minutes, and in bolus group, that is 130 minutes. In hemodynamic parameter, there is no significant difference between pulse rate and mean oxygen saturation, but the fall in systolic as well as diastolic blood pressure is less in sequential group as compared to bolus group, though it is not more than 20% of mean arterial pressure. The duration of analgesia is 7 hours in a sequential group, while 5.53 hours in a bolus group. The 4 patients out of 30 patients in group B develop complication like hypertension, in which 1 patient developed nausea, and only 1% out of 30 patients in the sequential group developed hypertension, that is more than 20% fall in mean arterial pressure. There is 10% patient developed pruritus out of 30 in sequential group, and 2 patients developed swelling. So the sensory block characteristic like onset, time to achieve highest level of sensory block, and 2-segment regression are greatly improved in sequential group. Motor block characteristics like onset, time to achieve maximum motor blockage, and total duration of motor blockage were improved because of the mechanism of the spread of drug in intrathecal space. In premix group, greatest scatter of the drug molecules among the number of segment block, and in sequential group, hyperbaric local anesthetic given alone, the drug settled in the lower part of spinal canal, and a higher number of molecules are available in that particular segment, thus a better block predictability. When hyperbaric levobupivacaine is administered separately, the velocity of the drug is not altered, leading to intense block. The hemodynamic stability is more in sequential group, and the total duration of effective analgesia is more and less requirement of rescue analgesia in sequential group. My limitations of my surgery is difficult to control the speed of intrathecal injection, which was different by anesthetist to anesthetist. The specific gravity of drugs and CSF was not measured to predict the spread of the drug in relation to CSF, and the temperature and rate of injected drug was not recorded as it affects the spread of the drug. So we conclude that administering injection fentanyl first followed by hyperbaric levobupivacaine leads to early onset and prolonged duration of sensory and motor blockage, better hemodynamic stability, prolonged analgesia, and no any significant complication. These are my references. Thank you.
Thank you. So can you just go to your, what are the primary endpoint?
First rescue analgesia required when patient.
Please go to your slide. Earlier slide. So I just got 2 questions. Show me your primary endpoint. The second or third slide.
Methodology.
Primary objective. Time to achieve P8 sensory block. That is your primary objective. The difference was how many seconds? About 15 seconds.
135 seconds, yes sir, but it is significant difference.
So do you think it is clinically significant to get a 15-second onset of sensory block? Statistically, yes, maybe. But do you think it's a clinical significance?
No sir, there is no.
Probably not. You said that hemodynamic stability was better.
Yes.
So what statistical test did you use? Because you used at multiple time points. So what statistical test did you use to see the statistical significance of your blood pressure?
Sorry sir?
What statistical test did you use to determine the statistical significance of your blood pressure readings?
It's a chi-square test and t-test, PET t-test I use.
The question is because there are multiple readings. So a PET t-test is okay for a single reading. If you are doing multiple comparisons, then maybe you need to use some other test, or you need to have a Conferoni or some other correction you have to test. Just talk to your statistician when you go back.
First of all, when you are presenting a study in any competitive session, never write in the future tense. You have already conducted the study. No? So you should not write I will be doing, will be doing. That is not a way to present. And one point which I disliked was the resident doing the spinal subarachnoid block and the observer. Who was the observer? That was not verified. So I think when you are doing any subarachnoid block, a senior should always be standing with you. Residents cannot do a study alone. There are guides, there are co-guides. They should have been standing there because how many pricks you are doing, that is going to affect your study, I'm telling you. If you are doing 5 or 6 pricks, the patient may not be able to convey in the right sense that when I started getting a pain, when the sensory blockade or the motor blockade problem. You may not be able to gauge the real parameters there. And your study, in how many months you conduct the study? How many months?
Within a year, sir.
Here. And do you have a continuous same temperature of the ambient temperature of the operation theatre?
Yes, sir.
How you maintain that? In the
Temperature
summer
was
and the
not
mercy. Your drug, when they are supplied by any technician or the person, the temperature of the drug depends upon the winter season and the summer season. And that is definitely going to impact the spread of the drug as well as its effect on the basically sensory and motor blockade characteristics. So throughout the year, I think that in India, there's a cause when we are doing a summer or a winter. So that can also, if sir has rightly said about the 15 seconds, there's always a difference between the statistical significance and the clinical significance. And rightly said, for a two-group comparison, you can go for the chi-square or KT test. But for the other test, there are so many tests available depending on the dynamicity of the variables you are comparing. That was all. Thank you.
Just a general comment. This is fine for this presentation and drafts are good. But if you want to publish a good journal, always put confidential opinions on each of your